way. You can do follow that on daily aspect, and that will be not adding a boredom to your preparation. So that can be a challenge which can be easily coped with. So that should be your strategy and challenges what can be avoided during the preparation. Now I will be very inclined to uh, questions and answers which you have in mind.
So before opening up for the question and answers, let me summarize the things. So I think we have been always insisting that reading 2 newspapers is must, because one newspaper always is inclined towards one particular party or one particular ideology, having both sides, and then repeated writing of notes on a daily basis will help you in multiple ways in terms of even prelims to choose right options, as well as in terms of mains writing perfect answers, very good answers. It will also improve your answer writing skills, your opinion formulation stuff. All these things have been very well explained. So, and one more thing, yes, as you pointed out, to reading too many current affairs is also deviating our focus, or it will waste our time without knowing 3-4 years and so on. Because I have seen a lot of people of this generation, whether if you look at add up all their applications installed in their phone, current affairs apps, or Facebook pages, Instagram pages, all these combined will be in hundreds, where people will not even in a position to frame out what is important for the exam, what is not important for the exam. So yes, that is one very important thing that you have highlighted, sir. And staying focused, yes, it has to be, this entire motivation has to be carried out for 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. Many of them losing either motivation or losing interest towards it, which they had in the beginning, they may not carry it forwards. And for that, you gave wonderful solution as doing yoga or any particular habit. For everyday practicing it will help them stay focused, formulate their schedules. So these are a few things which are very important, which have to be highlighted. I think very few speakers have highlighted on this particular aspect, staying motivated throughout the preparation. So thank you for all your valuable insights, sir. I would
any
ask the
specific
students
questions you have with regard to the preparation?
Yeah, students. So I request the participants to ask in case if you have.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Rohit.
You were talking about having a good opinion-based answer in mains, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So when you are stating an opinion, is it compulsory that we formulate our opinion based on what is normal or what is generic, or should we pursue an opinion even though if it is a little controversial on the to the outer world?
The controversial opinion should be avoided. This should be on giving a balanced opinion, and therefore I suggested that try to give suggestions from whatever has already been stated by the various committee, like whatever the first.
Can you please unmute?
Sir, your mic has been muted.
Can you please unmute?
First. So in regard to that, I am suggesting that try to avoid the controversial suggestions. So try to incorporate whatever the suggestion has been given by the expert committee. So that will be adding a balanced opinion to the answers, because this exam is about the balanced opinion, not about the extreme opinion. So try to avoid the extreme opinions. Try to give the suggestions what has already been stated or what has already been suggested by the various expert committees. Therefore, I recommended that try to use the various committee reports or their suggestions should be incorporated in your answer. That will be adding a balanced opinion to your answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, my doubt is it mandatory to cover all NCRTs before referring to standard books, sir?
For prelims exams, the NCERT is important. Only not covering covering NCERT of certain important subjects. Like for geography, it is important. Like 11, 12 geography you do, that is important. For polity, it is not that important. For the science, it is important to cover the NCERT from 6 to 10. Then similarly for economics, the NCERT is not that useful because you can go for the standard book, try to incorporate the recent developments. I think that would be sufficient. Not doing like whatever happens. Like I've seen certain candidates going with the NCERT or reading the NCERT without knowing the reason why they are studying it. So you should be able to know where you have to study it, where you have to read it thoroughly. So NCERT is useful for history portion, for science portion, for geography portion, not for the polity portion because you have the standard textbook for the NCERT. So you can avoid the NCERT for the polity portion or economics portion. That can be your strategy.
Thank you, sir.
So any other questions you can put in the chat as well. So meanwhile, I would like to ask one question. So Vijayji, you have been holding very important posts. So how far do you think knowledge is useful out there, or the values we stand for is useful? What is the role of each of these two? One in terms of your knowledge that we had acquired during preparation or after the results, and staying with the values that are required.
What is the second part of the question?
That is the values that we need to incorporate as a key position holder.
Yes. With regard to the first portion of the question, is the knowledge which you have acquired over the period of time during your preparation, that will be definitely helpful because you would have a knowledge of whatever the recent phenomena is. You can go to any during your like when you are in the training or you are in working in the government service. You have the knowledge of the recent developments. You have the knowledge of the various past practices or the history of a particular subject. You can exactly draw from the various lacunas what has already happened and try to avoid those while making certain decisions. So knowledge would definitely helpful. At the same time, the incorporating the values, what you have the second portion of the question is. Definitely the value system is very important, and that has already been recognized by the UPSC also because they have already added General Studies paper 4, which are specifically talking about the building the value system in the civil service. So definitely the value system would be very helpful during your working also in a civil service environment.
So in particular, what values do you think the officers need, whether it is IAS officers or the IPS or the IRS or various officers? What particular values you feel that they should incorporate? Because it is not that they say I am good. It is not that they say I am honest, they become honest. So it has to be practiced in a day-to-day life basis, on an everyday basis, that the students has to inculcate from the time of preparation. So what values you feel that it is very important for these people aspiring, they should inculcate?
The values which are important is, I think, the integrity. Whatever you do, take a pride in that. Even if during the preparation stage, you're preparing for a particular subject, go for the whatever you have set the target, go for it, do the right thing as much as possible. At the same time, what can be done is like trying to be opinionated about a particular topic in a good way, in a balanced opinion. That can be a good value, which can also be helpful during your working also. So such trying to be a good decision maker is a good value, I think. And for that, you need to have a good knowledge also. And at the same time, your personality that is incorporated with the various good things such as integrity or for that matter, the good decision making, trying to take a hard decision in a difficult situation can also be a good value.
there's a question from Navya, so I'm reading it out. Which magazines are important to be followed?
Which
Magazines.
I would suggest go for any single magazine or the current affairs magazine from institute which you go in the market, trying to see 4 5 magazines which is giving the answer in the point formats, giving the proper facts and figures. That should be the, so whatever you like it, do from that magazine and trying to supplement your newspaper with that. So sometimes I've read or I've been suggested also you should read the Yojana. So that has, I think if you do the regularly the newspapers or the current affair magazine, so that I think would be supplementing whatever you have already read. So I think there's no need of reading the Yojana or something. The similar government magazines such as Science or Science
So
Reports.
there's one more question from Nandini, participant. So what can we read for IR